Hello, everyone. Today, I want to share a story with you, a story about how I discovered the joy of learning English. This journey didn't begin in a classroom or with a teacher. It started in the most unexpected way, through music. Yes, music became my first English teacher, and it was a teacher unlike any other. When I was younger, English wasn't something I thought much about. In my everyday life, I didn't need it. My school taught English, but it felt like just another subject with rules to memorize and tests to pass. I wasn't excited about it, and honestly, I didn't see why I needed it. One day, something happened that changed everything. I was sitting in my room when I heard a song playing on the radio. The melody was beautiful, soft, yet powerful. I didn't understand a single word, but I felt something. The voice of the singer, the rhythm of the music, it touched me in a way I couldn't explain. I remember asking myself, what is this song about? What is the singer saying? For the first time, I wanted to know. It was like the music was telling a story, and I was standing outside the door, unable to enter because I didn't know the language. That's when I realized English wasn't just a language people spoke. It was a key to understanding something bigger. It was the key to understanding the songs I loved, the emotions behind them, and the stories they told. As I listened to more songs, I began to notice something interesting. Each song wasn't just a collection of words, it was a window into a different world. Some songs talked about love, others about dreams or struggles. Each one was a glimpse into the life of the singer and the culture they came from. I began to think, if I could learn English, I could understand these songs fully. I could feel closer to the people who created them. I could share in their stories and maybe even sing along with them. That thought was powerful. It was the first time I saw English not as a school subject, but as a way to connect with something I truly loved. From that moment, English became important to me. Not because someone told me to learn it, but because I wanted to. It became my bridge, not only to the songs I loved, but also to the cultures and people behind those songs. It became a way for me to step into a world that felt bigger, richer, and more exciting than my own. That realization was the beginning of my journey, a journey that taught me English through a language I already understood, music. And let me tell you, it was the most exciting journey I've ever taken. One day, I was sitting alone in my room. It was a quiet day, and I was feeling a little bored. To pass the time, I turned on the radio. As I listened, I heard a song that caught my attention. The music was beautiful, soft, and full of emotion. The melody was so lovely that I stopped everything I was doing just to listen. The singer's voice was strong and full of feeling, but there was one problem. I didn't understand the words. The song was in English, and I didn't know English very well. I couldn't understand what the singer was saying. Still, the music touched my heart. I tried to sing along with the song, but I didn't know the words. All I could do was hum the tune. As the song played, I felt something new, a feeling of curiosity. I wanted to know what the song was about. What story was the singer telling? Why did the song make me feel so many emotions? After the song ended, I couldn't stop thinking about it. The melody stayed in my mind, and I wanted to hear it again. I thought, I need to know the words to this song. I need to understand it. So, I decided to do something. I searched for the song's lyrics online. When I found them, I wrote them down in my notebook. I didn't know the meaning of the words, but I didn't care. Seeing the words on paper felt like I had found a treasure. I played the song over and over. I looked at the lyrics while the song played and tried to sing along. At first, it was very hard. Some of the words were difficult to say, and the singer sang very fast. I couldn't keep up. I made mistakes again and again, but I didn't stop. I kept trying. Sometimes, I felt frustrated. Why is this so hard? I thought. But then I remembered how much I loved the song. I told myself, if I keep practicing, I will get better. After practicing for a while, I had another idea. I wanted to know what the lyrics meant. So I took my notebook and started translating the words into my own language. It was not easy. I used a dictionary to look up each word, one by one. Some words had many meanings, so I had to choose the right one. It took a lot of time, but I didn't give up. Slowly, the meaning of the song became clear. The song was about dreams and courage. It was about believing in yourself. Even when things are difficult, the words were simple, but they were also very powerful. When I finally understood the lyrics, the song felt even more special. It was like the singer was talking directly to me. The song seemed to say, "Don't give up. Follow your dreams. Be brave." This experience changed something inside me. I thought to myself, what if I could understand every English song like this? What if I could sing along and know the meaning of every word? That day I made a decision. I wanted to learn English, not because someone told me to, but because I wanted to. I wanted to feel connected to the songs I loved. I wanted to understand the stories and emotions behind them. It all started with one beautiful song. That song opened a door to a new world, a world of music, language, and endless possibilities. And that's how my journey to learn English began. After that first song, I discovered something exciting. I could use music to learn English. It wasn't like school lessons with books and rules. It was fun, full of energy, and made me feel good. I decided to make music a part of my daily routine. Every week, I picked one English song to study and enjoy. The first thing I did was listen carefully. I would play the song many times, trying to understand the melody and the rhythm. I didn't focus on the meaning at first. I just wanted to feel the music. Then I would start singing along, even if I couldn't say all the words correctly. I hummed when I didn't know the lyrics, and that was okay. I also started a special notebook just for songs. In this notebook, I wrote down the lyrics of every song I studied. When I came across a word I didn't know, I looked it up in a dictionary and wrote the meaning beside it. This became my little song dictionary. Over time, I collected many new words and phrases. Some songs were easy to learn, but others were difficult. One day, I chose a very fast song. The singer's words came out like a river, quick and non-stop. At first, I couldn't keep up. I tried to sing along, but it felt impossible. I paused the song after every line, writing down what I heard. Then I played that line again and again, practicing until I could sing it. It was frustrating at times, but I didn't let that stop me. I told myself, if I can sing this song, I can do anything. Slowly, I made progress. By the end of the week, I could sing the whole song without stopping. That day, I felt so proud. It was like I had won a battle, not against anyone else, but against my own doubts. Through music, I wasn't just learning new words. Songs taught me how to feel the language. I learned how emotions like happiness, sadness, or excitement were expressed in English. I didn't just learn words, I learned how to use them. For example, one song taught me the phrase, "let it go." At first, I thought it simply meant, leave it. But when I sang it in the song, I realized it meant much more. It was about moving on, letting go of worries, and feeling free. These little lessons came naturally, without me even trying. Music also helped me understand grammar. In songs, verbs, tenses, and sentence structures came alive. I didn't memorize grammar rules like in school. Instead, I felt them. I noticed how sentences were formed just by singing them over and over. Music made learning English feel like a game. It wasn't about tests or grades. It was about enjoying something I loved. The songs became my teachers, and I became their student. Every week, I grew a little more confident. My vocabulary expanded, my pronunciation improved, and my understanding deepened. It didn't feel like hard work because I was having fun. Over time, I realized something amazing. Music wasn't just teaching me English, it was teaching me to connect with people, cultures, and emotions in a new way. Through music, I wasn't just learning a language, I was learning a world. As my journey with music continued, I realized it wasn't just about learning songs anymore. Music was opening new doors and showing me a much bigger world. I was no longer just listening to songs. I was starting to explore everything around them. One day, after learning a new song, I became curious about the singer. Who were they? What inspired them to write those lyrics? I decided to find out. I searched online and found an interview of the singer. The interview was in English, and I thought, why not try to watch it? At first, it was hard. The singer spoke quickly, and I could only catch a few words here and there. Sometimes I would pause the video and rewind it, trying to catch what they were saying. I also used subtitles to help me understand. Little by little, I started to recognize more words. The more I watched, the easier it became. Watching these interviews felt like listening to the stories behind the songs. It was like discovering hidden treasures. Soon, I realized there were many fans of the same singers and bands. I found an online group where fans from all over the world talked about their favorite music. The group's main language was English. Joining the group felt scary at first because I wasn't confident in my English. I thought, what if I make a mistake? What if no one understands me? But I wanted to try, so I posted a simple message. Hi, I love this song too. To my surprise, many people replied. They were kind and welcoming. Some even said, "Your English is good." That made me feel happy and encouraged me to continue. Chatting with people in the group became part of my learning routine. At first, I kept my sentences short and simple. If I didn't know a word, I used a dictionary or asked someone in the group. Slowly, I started writing longer messages. Sometimes the group members corrected my mistakes, but they did it in a friendly way. I learned a lot from them. Of course, there were challenges along the way. One of the biggest problems was pronunciation. English words often didn't sound the way they were written. For example, I remember saying new like new, and everyone laughed, but not in a mean way. They explained the correct way to say it, and I practiced until I got it right. Another challenge was idioms. Sometimes the lyrics of songs or the messages in the group included phrases I couldn't understand. Once, someone said, "It's a piece of cake," and I was confused. I thought they were talking about food, but later they explained it meant easy. Every time I encountered an idiom, I wrote it down and tried to use it in my own sentences. There were also times when I felt stuck. Some songs had words I couldn't pronounce no matter how hard I tried. Some messages in the group were too fast for me to read or understand. During these moments, I felt frustrated. But then I reminded myself why I started this journey, to enjoy music and connect with people. One day, a group member invited me to join a live video chat. I was nervous because speaking was much harder than writing, but I wanted to try. During the chat, I made a lot of mistakes, but no one minded. They encouraged me, and one person even said, "You're brave for trying." That comment stayed with me and gave me the confidence to keep going. As time went on, I noticed big changes in myself. I could now understand most of the interviews I watched without subtitles. I could join group conversations and even make jokes in English. I felt like I wasn't just learning a language. I was building connections with people from different countries and cultures. Music had become more than just songs. It became a bridge to new experiences, new friends, and new knowledge. It taught me that learning doesn't have to stay in one place. It can grow and expand, just like my love for English did. Every mistake I made became a lesson. Every challenge I faced became a step forward. Through music and the people it brought into my life, my horizons expanded beyond what I ever imagined. And the best part? I was still just getting started. As I kept learning English through music, something incredible happened. I started connecting with people in ways I never imagined. At first, my journey felt personal, something I was doing just for myself. But soon, English became a tool for building friendships and understanding different cultures. One day, in the fan group I had joined, someone from another country sent me a private message. They said, "I noticed you love this band too. Want to talk about their music?" I was nervous but excited. I typed a reply, simple and short, and waited. When they responded, we started a conversation that lasted for hours. At first, I used simple words and sentences. I made mistakes, but my new friend didn't mind. They were patient and often helped me with the right words. We talked about the meaning of the songs, the emotions behind them, and even shared stories from our lives. It felt amazing to communicate with someone so far away, using a language that wasn't my own. Soon, I became braver. I started joining live chats in the group. During these chats, I could hear other fans speaking in English. Listening to their voices was a challenge because everyone had different accents. Some spoke fast, and others used slang I didn't understand. But I didn't give up. I listened carefully, picked out familiar words, and slowly began to follow along. Speaking was another challenge. My first time talking in a group chat was terrifying. My voice trembled, and I worried about saying the wrong thing. But when I introduced myself and said, "Hi, I'm learning English through music," everyone cheered me on. They said things like, "That's so cool," and "You're doing great." Their kindness gave me the courage to keep speaking. Through these conversations, I learned much more than just English. I learned about different cultures, traditions, and ways of life. For example, one friend told me about how they celebrate holidays in their country, and I shared stories about mine. These exchanges made me realize how big and diverse the world is, yet how music could bring us together. Music became a universal language that helped me cross barriers. Even when I didn't know how to express something in English, I could refer to a song lyric, and everyone would understand. It was like having a shared code that made communication easier. I also started to see how English could connect me to even more people. In my town, there were tourists and travelers who spoke English. Once, I overheard a group of visitors asking for directions. Normally, I would have walked away, afraid to speak, but that day, I decided to help. I approached them and said, "Can I help you?" They smiled and asked their question. I answered slowly, and when they thanked me, I felt so proud. Another time, I met a foreign student in a local cafe. They were struggling to order food because they didn't speak my native language. I saw their discomfort and said, "Do you need help?" They nodded and we started talking in English. It was a simple conversation, but it felt so meaningful. For the first time, I realized my English wasn't just helping me, it was helping others too. These experiences showed me that learning English wasn't just about grammar or vocabulary. It was about building connections, sharing stories, and understanding others. It was about opening doors to new friendships and opportunities. Of course, there were still moments of embarrassment. Once, during a live chat, I mispronounced a word, and everyone laughed. I felt my face turn red, but one person said, "Don't worry, we all make mistakes." That encouragement made me laugh too, and I kept going. Each conversation became a learning experience. I started keeping a small notebook where I wrote down new words or phrases I heard from my friends. Sometimes I practiced saying them out loud so I wouldn't mispronounce them again. Over time, I noticed how much my confidence had grown. I wasn't afraid to speak or write in English anymore. I even started helping others in the group who were just beginning to learn. It felt good to give back and support them, just like others had supported me. The best part was seeing how my love for music had brought me closer to people I would never have met otherwise. These connections weren't just about learning English. They were about sharing a piece of my world and discovering theirs. Looking back, I realized that the simple act of listening to a song had led me to so many beautiful experiences. Music had become the bridge, and English was the path that allowed me to cross it. Through these connections, I learned that language isn't just about words, it's about people. And that's what made my journey truly special. Today, when I look back at my journey, I feel proud and grateful. I started with a simple song on the radio, and now I can confidently say that music taught me English. It wasn't just about learning words or grammar, it was about discovering a new way to see the world. Every lyric I learned, every melody I sang, and every conversation I had became a step toward something bigger. Music gave me more than just vocabulary. It taught me how to feel the language, how to express emotions, and how to connect with others. Each song was like a small story, full of lessons about life, love, dreams, and courage. And those stories became part of my own. Learning through music was also fun. It didn't feel like studying. It felt like a game, like solving a beautiful puzzle. There were times when I struggled, like trying to understand a fast rap song or figuring out the meaning of a poetic line. But those struggles only made me stronger. They taught me patience and perseverance. More importantly, music connected me to people. Through fan groups, chats, and shared playlists, I met friends from all over the world. We talked about songs, cultures, and life. These connections showed me that English isn't just a language, it's a bridge. It helped me understand others and made me feel understood. I want to share this lesson with all of you, my students. Learning English doesn't have to be boring or hard. It can be something you love and enjoy. Music worked for me, but for you, it might be something different. Movies, books, games, or even travel. The important thing is to find what makes you excited. Imagine this. You watch a movie you love, and suddenly you understand a line without subtitles. Or you read a book and feel like the characters are speaking directly to you. Or maybe you talk to someone from another country and share a laugh in English. These moments are magical, and they make all the effort worth it. Learning English is like opening a door to a bigger world. It's not just about speaking, it's about listening, understanding, and connecting. English can take you to places you've never been and introduce you to people you've never met. It can help you follow your dreams, whether it's studying abroad, getting your dream job, or just making new friends. I also want to remind you that mistakes are okay. I made so many mistakes when I started. I mispronounced words, used the wrong grammar, and sometimes felt silly. But each mistake taught me something new. So don't be afraid to make them. Every mistake is a step forward. To all my students, I want to say this. Learning English is a journey. It's not always easy, but it's always rewarding. Take small steps every day. Sing a song, watch a short video, read a few pages, or talk to someone in English. These small steps will take you far. And remember, you're not alone. I'm here to help you, just like others helped me. We're in this together, and I believe in you. Let's make learning fun and exciting. Let's use English to explore new worlds, share stories, and create unforgettable memories. Just like music opened doors for me, I hope you find your own key to success. So, are you ready to start your journey? Let's unlock these new worlds together.